Hi guys. Oh my God. Arsenal 0, Manchester City 2. What a complete nightmare. Let me start this by prefacing by saying first, I know there are people around the world who have actually got real problems, yeah? Not just your team getting smashed, hammered, and humiliated in a minor cup final. There are bigger problems to have for a lot of people. There are people going through real problems right now. But for me, my problems, oh my God. I've spent the whole morning yesterday really stressed. Before the game started, my blood pressure was so high in anticipation. And I must say, apart from Kepa, who I've got a lot to say about, and apologies to make to everybody, I need to apologize to everybody. But let me not apologize to, I swear, my village people, my enemies. My enemies will be dining on this for the next week. I am absolutely in disbelief. That 2-0 loss, I just can't even fathom what went wrong. Actually, I can. In goal. So remember when I say that Kepa needs to start because he deserves it? This is what happens when people like me who I'm too basic. But at the end of the day, I think we just need to accept that if we win, it's vibes, it's luck. It's not because we have gone for it. Because a manager who would have gone for it would not have put Kepa in goal. You know, if you want to play people like Kepa in goal, might as well let me coach the Arsenal because we are dumb. I'm a complete and utter idiot. Completely stupid for thinking that in a final, by the way, we haven't won a trophy for like a million years. So you put your second string goalkeeper in goal against a team like Manchester City, managed by the best manager in the world. You put your second string goalkeeper in there. I mean, to be fair, that is what City did as well. But you know what? Trafford was brought in to be first team keeper until Donnarumma was kicked out of PSG and Pep was like, oh, you know what I mean? Come on over. Did you see some of the saves Trafford was making? It's like he's making saves for his life. And the worst thing, I think, I don't even mind keepers conceding goals because that is natural. But it has to be a special goal. When Raya concedes a special goal, those floating ones, crosses, things like that, Raya always collects those. Those are Raya's bread and butter. He wouldn't have struggled on either of those goals. He would have come out for the second goal to grab it before it ended up on not Rico Lewis, Riley, whatever his name, O'Reilly's head, Nico O'Reilly's head. He would have found that. And he would also have collected the one that Kepa practically dropped because he got a finger to it and he just went over him. So that is my mistake, and I sincerely apologize for being such a complete and utter idiot to think emotionally about a professional business. You know what I mean? Now, what am I going to do for the rest of the week? Do you know how many people, not even Man City, forget Man City fans, how many Man City fans does anyone know? I know one. I know one. The rest of them are Manchester United fans, Chelsea fans. Oh my gosh. Real Madrid fans. My brother is a Real Madrid fan. I need to turn my phone off. Actually, I won't. Things like that happen. You lose, but it's a manner. And let's go through. I don't want to rant because I know I'm super emotional. I'm going to say some crazy things. Let's just go through how the guys performed. Kepa in go 0 out of 10. Terrible. You know, he was teasing the players, trying to draw them in. The way the game was managed by the managers was atrocious. We came out in the second half. What were we doing? What was that? We started like defending. We had zero creativity in midfield. You see this Zubamendi guy you guys like so much. What did he do? He made it that even Rice had to die to protect the little, control we had. Zubamendi, please, that guy is not it. Is he a replacement for Partey? Hell no. let's just say he's a player, but he's not a replacement. We haven't replaced him. And this is when it's going to matter, even if we get to the final or the semi-final of the Champions League. It will not be Zubamendi who will be winning us that league. You know what I mean? There's nobody. He's got nobody to replace Zubi with. He'll be better off having Norgard, who's got some experience in that kind of intensity of game. Zubamendi has played way too many matches anyway this season, more than he's ever played in his life, probably, and the kind of intensity. Did you see Semenyo? Hey, did you see Semenyo? Did you see Doku? On those 2v1s, they ate us up completely. Poor Hinkapie was hard in the first 15 minutes getting a yellow. And of course, there were refereeing decisions that were stupid and ridiculous. Anyway, both our fullbacks were cooked today. It was unsightly. It was disgusting. It was bad. They were completely cooked. Poor Hinkapie was turned inside out. Poor Ben White, playing 90 minutes in the final. I even miss Jury and Timber. You guys have been criticizing Jury and Timber, haven't you? But that endurance he shows sometimes, if he had been fit in the second half, maybe it would have been a different game. I'm going to get to your star boy, our star boy, my baby boy. I love that boy so much. From the day I saw him play, I think he was like 17. I've been Saka FC. But today, like a lot of games this season, where I've said, you know what? Start Noni. Noni comes on. He looks injured, by the way. Noni, did you see his hand? He's obviously done something to his hand. He came on frustrated. He didn't look really happy about life. Him and Saka were not combining very well. It would even have been better to put Noni on that other wing instead of, take Trossard and put Noni there. He would have worked better and leave Saka on that left where he was doing absolutely nothing. I've just dropped my new phone. Hey, my enemies, please God. It's not broken. My enemies are just, guys, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Anyway, let's criticize some more people because they deserve criticism. I thought Saliba was amazing. Saliba managed to keep Haaland quiet, but Haaland is a professional. That guy is the one who created, especially the second goal. Is it the second goal? Yeah, he created that second goal for Nico O'Reilly. Took Saliba with him. I don't know where Big Gabby was, to be fair. Basically, Kepa did not actually have a lot of protection in that second goal. The man marking caused that, because if they had been marking an area, they would have made sure that there was somebody in the area where Nico O'Reilly found himself in. But that didn't happen. Declan Rice, even the quality of the corners was not very good today. Or for Declan Rice, I can't even compliment because I didn't see him. I saw him a few times. I saw him singing the national anthem. Isn't that nice? Yeah, you guys were saying, oh, it's only him singing the national anthem. Where has it got you? Cheeky. Kai Havertz. We need creativity when we've got players like Kai. There was no supply there from Kai. Basically, we missed Ebbs. I wish Eze, how injured do you have to be not to play in a final? You could have saved all of us, because first of all, these guys, to be honest, I'm going to give Manchester City the praise they deserve. Anyway, Eze would have changed a lot of things for us, 100%. Trossard struggled to get in the game. He was too busy chasing shadows and trying to find the ball because there was nobody in midfield to give him the ball. And this is my problem that I've got. There's nobody. In fact, you see now I'm going on another tangent. We need even what's this boy, Lewis Skelly? He should be the one who should have not been playing today if he had 5 games of training to play in that midfield, because we would have had somebody who can carry the ball, who can distribute the ball. Because your best friend Zubamendi cannot do that. He can't do that. We know that. Anyway, what was I saying? Bukayo Saka dead. He absolutely achieved nothing. He had 2 shots on target, to be fair. I think that triple save thing or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's not about moments in games. It's about your body of work through the game. I've said this several times. What does your body of work show through the game? It's not about moments. That's why there are certain players I don't enjoy watching, like Zubamendi. He'll have one game where he has a banger and everyone's going on about him. But I'm like, but, he caused everyone else problems. It was not actually a comprehensive performance. Saka had a terrible performance today. And you guys, if you want to win, like me, although I put Kepa in goal, I can't lie. So I know if I can put Kepa in goal, I'm going to allow you to continue with this Saka fantasy. He is unfit. He's not a bad player. The guy is trying to recover and get his form back from all those injuries. He had a long injury, knee, whatever injury it was. He should not be playing. He should be coming on as a sub, try and change the game. This is also another game where if at 70 minutes we know how bad things are going, maybe bring on Jesus and Nelly. Did you see Jesus managed to find a little bit of space? In fact, I said no, Jesus is not great, but I was watching the game with somebody who watches football as much as me. And it was like, bring Jesus on, he'll be able to find some of these spaces. And I could see it when he came on. He actually managed to get into a good position, and that shot came off the crossbar. So fair enough. First half, we looked okay. Second half, completely dead. It was a nightmare. James Trafford had a great performance for Manchester City. Nico O'Reilly with 2 goals. This boy, I saw him. There was a point here, the boy was running down. I was like, this boy always scores some funny goals, and he did. They were not even funny, just opportunistic. Went in, boom, 2-0. You're lifting the trophy. Nathan Ake, I think, though, was the addition that really saved these guys. The addition, when I saw his name on the team sheet, I was a bit like, oh, okay, he's back, because they need that maturity. When they do not have somebody like that, they usually, who do they have in that position? Recently, Ait Nouri. They have Ait Nouri in that back four, and they are usually quite a lot more vulnerable. Today, they had that much more control because, why is this blurred? Anyway, they had a lot more control because of that. So that's positive to them. And then Matias Nunes, Rodri, the usual. Bernardo Silva should have had 2 yellow cards. He should have been sent off. The guy was rough. To be fair, apart from anything else, the referee let a lot of things go when it came to Manchester City. Bernardo Silva was horrendous. He kicked Saka black and blue. Poor guy. Rodri, filthy guy. Cherki, nasty personality. Semenyo was sensational. Honestly, he was fantastic. The way he tortured Hincapié that side, he was unplayable at certain phases of the game. He was. We couldn't do anything. Did you see Hincapié overlap even once that day until Calafiori came on? There was no action from Hincapié because he had to manage Semenyo. That was the biggest threat against us. Makes me sick, really, but that's just the way it is. Jeremy Doku as well. My God, Ben White was busy. Ben White was busy today because of Jeremy Doku. Even Saka was going to help out at some point, and they were all like failing. I don't know how many times he managed to get behind them and, release a cross into the box. They had enough opportunities, you know what I mean? And, anyway, Erling Haaland created, in my opinion, that goal, that the second goal especially, that Nico O'Reilly scored by dragging the defenders with him and then making it a bit easier, because he left a huge spot for Nico to come in and head the bloody ball in. Guys, there are some times where you have to realize maybe we are not a finals team. We can accumulate points because, when you're playing in the league, it's all about the points you accumulate. Big occasions, we can't function. We went to Wembley and stank the place out. We came out in the second half, instead of going for it, we literally could have done with Odegaard, who's not fit. He's the only a creative player I think we've got. We refuse to train up Miles Lewis-Skelly. As long as we refuse to train up Miles Lewis-Skelly, if we go to the semi-final against Barcelona or a final against PSG or Bayern Munich, we are going to lose. We are not a finals team. So it looks like the only competition where we are 6 points clear and 9 points ahead is the Premier League. Let's just maintain our momentum in the Premier League, ensure we win that, jack everything in, lose the next round to Southampton in the FA Cup if you have to. We just need the Premier League because we've got a big advantage there. And everyone who said, this will determine how the league goes, shut up. That doesn't even make sense. Manchester City are going to who are they playing next? They came out. You know, you have to remember when people come and play Arsenal, it doesn't matter who it is. They come out and they come out to fight for their lives. They don't want to lose against against Arsenal. They'll go to some funny team and they're going to tank at the end of the day. Let me show you who Manchester City are playing next in the Premier League. They're playing Chelsea. They'll probably draw at Chelsea. And then after Chelsea, it's Arsenal. We're probably going to draw or whatever, you know, with them or beat them. I'll bet you we're going to beat them when we go and play them at the Etihad easily, because there's nothing attached to it at that point. Just points in the season, we are going to be freer. Maybe Odegaard will be back. We'll have more creativity. Maybe he'll wake up. He definitely won't have Kepa in goal. But I reckon we've got the Premier League, I think. But this performance in the Carabao Cup was a complete and utter disaster. I would like to blame Arteta 100%, but I have to blame myself because I was dumb as well for thinking that we should be fair. Oh, let's be fair. Oh, Kepa has got us to the final. Let him play. If that was me, by the way, let Raya get us into a final. So you know, the boys in his court. I mean, Daliso, what sort of foolishness? What sort of nonsense is that? Hi, one day it's really Anyway, I'm devastated, and I have to give all credit to Manchester City. They did right their luck in terms of like referee's decision. They were dirty. By the time halftime was coming, Saka was completely demoralized. We had like sliding tackles into Kai Havertz. Even Gyökeres ended up on the deck at some point. Trossard was elbowed badly off the ball by freaking Bernardo Silva. So we were battered and bruised, and we just couldn't take it. We just couldn't take it and move it forward. The changes that came after just did not change anything. And for me, to be honest, I'm very disappointed. It would have been nice to go for the quadruple. To be honest, no, it's not even nice. No one expected that, but it's complete disaster. The manager's performance today has been atrocious. His management of the game has been absolutely terrible. I mean, don't listen to me when making decisions about your team selection. You know what I mean? Next time, I don't think Kepa is going to see another game at Arsenal unless it's an emergency. He has lost all credibility. He has lost all trust, as he should, because you do not play like that in a final. And these Chelsea players, man, they just do not know what it means. They went to Chelsea for the money. They are money hungry. Okay, actually, no, let me not insult them because of the game that they've missed. But yeah, maybe we shouldn't trust them. It's not easy to reform everybody. You know, you can't reform people who are mercenaries kind of thing, but you just have to understand them. Kepa, for me, just did not grasp the importance of that match today. And yeah, it's our mentality. This is just what we do. We do the last 4 years. You know, we make excuses throughout. We make the wrong decisions at the wrong time. This was not the game for it, and we paid for it dearly. Guys, I could rant all day long about everything that went against us, but I really need to reflect on my life choices right now. I need to reflect on my life choices right now because Arsenal have shafted me very badly. And I am going to have a cup of coffee. Otherwise, congratulations to Manchester City. A deserved win in the end with your approach in the second half. You were way, 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 way better than Arsenal. And I have to give you credit. Despite everything that went for you in the first half, you have to earn it, and we didn't. So congratulations to Man City. And I will be talking to you about this again if I don't recover by tomorrow. Talk to you guys very soon. Thanks for joining me.